We'll kick it over to Ethan for Curveball of the Week.
So we've all traveled recently, and this is a pretty hot topic. I can't remember. I heard actually someone talking about it the other day. I cannot remember for the life of me who it was. Oh, it was the Pair and a Spare podcast with Ryan Burns, Chip Scoggins, and Justin Guard. Honestly, if you haven't listened to it, it's phenomenal. Half the time they just talk about their kids or snowblowers.
I have a snowblower story for you guys.
Go.
So we have one at our warehouse, and it was just going to sit there. We weren't going to use it at all because we've got a company that comes and moves all our snow. So boss was like, "Yeah, if you want to take it, go ahead." So pick it up on Saturday after the pancakes, and go and try to get it started. Doesn't want to spark. Think it's old gas, and that's my dilemma. Is I have a snowblower in my garage now that you guys were giving me shit for not having a snowblower. I have one now,
but it doesn't start.
It doesn't want to start. Yeah.
Ooh,
that doesn't help.
Does not. But anyways, go ahead.
Point. It's probably got some old gas in there.
That's what it is. We got to figure out how to get the gas out.
Siphon it.
No, not. There's easier ways.
But no, we were. My favorite quote so far from that podcast is they were talking about their kids, and Justin Guard goes, it's a lot like science. You just evolve over time as a parent. Like, you don't really have any clue what the hell you're doing right away, but then it's like science. You just figure it out as you go. And Justin Guard has really good quotes. Like, he's a fantastic human.
Okay.
He hates Lakeville as much as we do, Grant.
I love that man. I love that man. I can't stand anything to do with the city of Lakeville.
No, absolutely not. It's basically Madison East or West, I guess, technically.
Yeah, which is just not good.
But back to this. When do you guys typically get to an airport to feel like that's when you usually get there, I guess, before your flight? How often? How early?
Ooh, this is a hot topic.
So this one has changed for me. I used to be like the guy that has to get there 2 hours early, and you just sit there because you never know. But now I have TSA pre, so that really speeds up the process. If I'm traveling with my family, my mom, we got to get there like 2.5 to 3 hours early. And why? To just sit there, pretty much. But for me, I would say now, and depending on where I'm flying out of, like if I fly out of Minneapolis, yeah, I'd probably get there a little earlier, 1.5 to 2 hours before, because you never know. There's more people there. It's a bigger airport.
Yeah, buddy.
Walking. But with TSA pre, I don't really have to get there earlier. But
no,
usually, Grant, when you drop me off, it's more so just a traffic thing because you don't know what the traffic's going to be like, and you don't want to risk missing your flight.
Yeah, and so I got what makes TSA pre so great?
You don't take your shoes off.
You don't take your shoes off. You don't have to take your stuff. You're like 3.5 ounces out of a bag. You can just go, and you don't. You skip all the lines. Like you go down a certain spot. And
well, yeah, because you always see the line, like it's TSA pre is to the right, and then general boarding is to the left, and they're just walking right through, and I'm like, what the hell makes this thing so great?
And if you really want to get fancy, get clear.
I don't even know what that is.
They use your eyesight to get you through. I don't even think you have to check that. You just literally scan your eyes, and then you're good.
Japers.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
That almost seems kind of weird, though, where they have a chip in your body somehow and they can track you.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay. But yeah, I would probably say if I'm going to the Bismarck airport, I can go there like an hour 15, 1.5 is probably the latest. Is probably hour 15. Bigger airports, it's probably about and yeah, I guess I've already said with the bigger airports, but if I'm by myself, I can get through pretty quick because I usually don't have to check a bag or anything like that. And when we went to Arizona, my dad and I, the line actually to check bags was long. We got there about an 1.5 before, and we still got through pretty quick. It was probably 45 minutes, so enough to where you were able to get a drink. What's that?
Through Bismarck or Fargo?
Bismarck.
Took 45 minutes at Bismarck?
Yeah,
Gee.
it was like almost outside. Like the
Lord.
people just to check bags. If I'm not checking a bag, I mean, realistically, I could probably get there 45 minutes before and I'd be fine.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
But anyways, what say you guys?
I I'm kind of like what you said, Dylan. Always and we lost Dylan. It's just, hey, shit.
I'm back.
Yep. I'm always hours, 2 hours.
Whoa.
Oh, you're 2 hours?
Yeah. I just comfortable. I get there. I don't have long line. The time. Right. And then I would down in stairs before right as people eight, and I don't have 20 people standing. And if you want to get bathroom, get some. I'm always a 2 hour.
Okay. Now when you fly out of the Minneapolis airport, what place are you hitting up where you're going to eat or get those couple of beers?
Wow. I'm just going.
Okay.
I'm not chill. I'm not here. I'm not going to. Oh, because you guys know that's. I'll get a breakfast. Starbucks. Ooh, there's a cute open flying at night.
You always got to go with the Chick-fil-A too.
I
know you're not a big Chick-fil-A guy, but that's a place I always try to hit up unless it's a Sunday.
I can't do it.
Or that Twins bar is pretty good.
Twins bar is where you go.
That was when that's where I went and hung out when I was having to wait for you guys, and I ended up like having like 2 or 3 beers while I was there because you were like, oh yeah, well it's gonna be a while. I was like, oh, all right, drink one, and then guy comes around. Well, you want a second one? Yeah, I suppose. Third one, and then the third one you call me, and it's like, oh boy, that's probably a good thing, or I would have been struggling to get walk through the airport if you wouldn't have called any sooner or later.
I'm right with Grant. I'm a 2 hour guy. Get you plenty of time if you need to check a bag, get your security, because we're not fancy. We don't do TSA. But then you go to the Twins bar, you have a whiskey coke, obviously, and you have plenty of time to get to your gate.
Okay. So, all right. So you two are 2 hours. I'm hour and a half to 2 hours. But all right. So, guys, do we have a prediction before we wrap up here? What's your prediction for for who wins the Big Ten tournament?
I'm saying Indiana.
Indiana, okay.
That's literally what I was going to say. I think they're going to get hot.
All right, you two both think Indiana. Well, it's going to take a long shot for Michigan to get in, and they're going to need to win the Big Ten tournament to have a shot to get into the Big Dance, and I don't think it's going to happen. So, you know what? I'm going to go with I'll say, since you guys went Indiana, I'll say Purdue.
Safe pick.
Yep, safe pick. I would go Iowa, but then I remembered it's March.
Well, they won.
They did. And I don't think Tom Izzo wants to win the Big Ten tournament, because I think if they do that, I think they lose, their expectations get too high, and then they'll dip out in the second round. So I think he's hoping they maybe win a game and then they lose to whoever. And Illinois, I just can't pick Illinois because there's just no good qualities about that program.
Oh, and Brad. Frick.
Yeah, exactly. So not gonna go with him. But so 2 Indianas and a Purdue. You have it. That's our predictions. We'll we'll be back next week to recap it. So thank you guys for listening. Go check us out on all of our social media platforms. Facebook, the Three Guys Talking Ball podcast. You can also subscribe there on YouTube, where we'll have the full video version and the segments that'll be out on Friday. Check us out on our TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at 3GTV Podcast, where we'll be posting other content and the show. That's all we got, guys. Puts a bow on this episode 68, and we'll talk to you next week.